This is in the matter of the Anaya children, 14226.
They're on record today for a number of matters. First, on the docket and available for, I think we're all ready for, I should say, is the pretrial as it relates to Tiffany Kapoor. May I have the names of our participants, please?
Lee Heiss, lawyer guardian ad litem.
And Your Honor, William Amadeo, P76194 for the department.
Samara Hannigan, on behalf of Mother Tiffany Kapoor.
Mr. Anaya, I see you're here. Right now, we're dealing with things that pertain to Ms. Kapoor's case. So we'll be with you in a few minutes.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. I know we are also awaiting the arrival of your worker.
I am, Judge.
Yes, I did sanction 15 minutes, which was perhaps wishful thinking, to allow her to testify in another court. So we'll await her arrival, and if we need to, we can take a recess. Ms. Constantino, your introduction, please.
Yes, Jen Constantino, attorney for the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians.
Thank you, welcome. All right, Ms. Hennigan, today is the date and time set for a pretrial as it relates to your client. Do you know how you would like to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. I have recently taken over this case for Miss Wilhelm, and as you can see, Ms. Thomas is also not available today. So I do need some time to read in on this case. I did have a chance to talk with my client this afternoon, and I think that we'll be able to come to a resolution, and a trial will not be necessary. However, I previously spoke with Mr. Amadeo, and we have both agreed that we would like to ask the court to adjourn out the trial that's scheduled for the 18th and 19th. One, for myself to be able to get caught up with the full file, and two, in the event that Mr. Amadeo may need to step in for Ms. Thomas, that he also would have a chance to get caught up on that. We did have a moment to speak with Ms. Heiss earlier while Your Honor was out, and she's indicated she will not object to an adjournment on that.
Welcome, Ms. Harvey.
Hi,
Good time.
good.
All right. So if I adjourn the jury trial from next week, you are going to be looking at I can put you as a backup to another jury trial, but you may be looking at a significant adjournment. So I just want you to be aware of that, just based on the docket.
Mr. Amadeo and I discussed that as well, because we kind of anticipated it, but we also both have very, very tight schedules. I actually have 8 jury trials in the next 60 days. So my schedule looks like yours, Your Honor.
Let me just say, certainly not going to stand away the adjournment. If we adjourn it past Malik's birthday, which is November,
It's in November, I can't remember the exact date, Tiffany, it was 28th, yes.
there'll be
thank
a
you.
problem with funding past his birthday, from what I understand,
His placement.
his placement. So, and from what I understand from your representation, this may not need a trial.
It may not.
So maybe if we came back for a pre-trial in a couple weeks, that might settle everything. I am just standing in for Ms. Thomas. I don't know how many things I'm going to be standing in for, depending upon what's going on in that situation. So,
Yeah, Ms. Hennigan, I can appreciate your frustration with your beautiful shoes, but if you could, and you're welcome to have a seat if you'd like, but I'm going to ask you to keep your shoes on and look for relief perhaps at the end of your day.
Sorry, I didn't realize that you could even see my feet through there, because most of them go over that. I apologize.
And just make sure you're in a jacket for future reference as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Although again, and that dress is great too, but Mr. Amadeo's got to wear his jacket, and so do the rest of us. All right. Ms. Heiss, what are your thoughts on this as we go?
Thank you, Your Honor. I was able to meet with Mrs. Kapoor and the youngest child, and this family has a lot of strengths. I think that we need a coordinating meeting, because I think our goal to help the older child get funding for his emerging independence, time is of the essence. And I don't think Mrs. Kapoor disagrees, and I don't think she intends to exercise her right to a trial. We all are aiming at the same place, and time is getting to be very important. The little guy has all of his needs met in the placement with his mother. September 5th, I requested a visit with the older child in Detroit, and I am somewhat concerned about that placement. So I do want time to really double check what's going on up there. So I do think an adjournment would serve judicial economy because I think there's just some misunderstanding, miscommunication, and we can resolve that, but I would ask that the agency be required to set a professionals meeting or a family team meeting by Zoom, maybe within the next 14 days. A lot of strengths for this family, and I think that we can all, I don't think it needs to be adversarial, really. Thank you.
All right. Well, for purposes of jury trial, I can set you as a backup to the Bartelt jury trial on October 30th and 31st of, will that work?
Yeah, and I can tell you, Judge, I will be on Bartelt, and I think if it's a backup, Bartelt's going to settle. So just a heads up, so if we want to resolve it, let's do it before that, 'cause I do think we have to go that day. Even though it's a backup, it will likely go if it had to.
And I have trial in Judge Morgan's court on the 30th and 31st.
How about? I mean, I can put you as a backup. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get a jury trial in before November 28th. Unless we can. Well, I take that back. What about November 1st and 2nd? First, second, or third?
The second and third are better for me. I've got medical thing on the first, but I could find coverage as well.
Second and third, I'm available.
Okay, Mr. Amadeo?
We'll make it work, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, all right, so we'll set you then for jury trial November 2nd and 3rd. And
That'd be 9 AM, Judge?
yes, I can give you a pre-trial. I have a number of options. I have October 3rd at 3 o'clock, which these are all Tuesdays. I have October 17th at 3:30. Or I have the 9th as well, which is a Monday. I have more flexibility that day. I don't know where you want to start.
Could we do October 9th?
October 9th, preference on time?
Morning, Your Honor, if that's possible.
11 a.m.?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. So set the pre-trial, the final pre-trial then for 11 a.m. on Monday, October 9th. And then the jury trial will commence at 9 a.m. on 11/2 and 11/3. I do accept the reasons provided as a basis for that request for adjournment. Ms. Constantino, I'm sorry, I didn't ask for your opinion on that. Do you find that to be acceptable?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. So we'll reset those dates then for Ms. Before. Anything else I can address for you on your client's case for today?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank
Your
you.
Honor, I'm sorry, from the department, could we order a family team meeting within 14 days?
Absolutely. All right, specific issues again on that, Ms. Heiss, were,
You know, to talk about pleas versus trials and, you know, what the proposed case service plan would include. Because I think folks need to know that before they accept jurisdiction. Also to get Mr. Anaya's attorney involved.
anything else to add to that, counselors?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I would like the opportunity to participate in that. Ms. Gill will most likely still be on medical leave, so if any notice of that could be sent directly to me rather than to her, that would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, Ms. Harvey, do you have her information?
Yes, I believe Ms. Hanlon does.
Okay, all right, duly noted. Thank you, Ms. Constantino. We appreciate your participation. All right. That's all then as it relates to the pre-trial on Ms. Tiffany Papour. Thank you. You may be excused if you wish. Do we know if Mr. Brooks has arrived?
I believe we would see him, but I will check.
Okay. Then Mr. Roberto Anaya, you're welcome to come to our council tables. We're going to be taking up the matters that relate to your case.
And Judge, just so you don't think I'm rude, I'm texting all day because Celeste
It's quite all
is
right.
also out. and She's asked me to take notes, which is not my strong suit. It's not like as you're talking, I'm texting. I'm not like ordering food or anything like that. It's just so clear.
Our hearings today are on YouTube as well, so if she needs to refresh those. Or check your notes.
He's not in the back, Your Honor. I'll reach out to him.
Okay, all right. Well, let's go ahead and address what's happening in this file. Are we on record, Ms. Boucher?
Yes, we are.
Very good. Okay, so we've had Mr. Anaya join us. Mr. Anaya, your attorney, Mr. Brooks, is not here, but from what I understand from the other attorneys, you're looking to hire private counsel, is that right?
Yes, I wanted to do so at the beginning, but I wasn't financially able to, so now I've reached out, so I am. So I'm gonna, because I still am confused about everything right now. I mean, I don't understand a lot of stuff, and Mr. Brooks is not answering my calls, returning my calls, stuff like that, so I need to take a step for my son and for myself.
Have you actually retained private counsel?
Well, I talked with her at the beginning of this, and she was gung ho for it, and then I went with Mr. Brooks, like I said, because of my finances. But now I'm gonna go down there and hire Ashley. I'm not gonna do this anymore like this.
So are you formally requesting an adjournment then?
Correct.
Counselors?
You know, the only thing I'd say to my worker is we're certainly not going to stand in the way of his right to counsel. But apparently there was a visit this weekend that did go a little bit sideways. They'd like supervised visitation because they had anticipated everything being done today. So we consider supervised visitation until we proceed. That would be the request for the department at this time.
I was late dropping him off. I really, Your Honor, to be honest with you, I pick him up Friday. He's asleep by the time I get home. I spend all day Saturday with them, and then they want him back here by 9 in the morning. So I have to
Okay.
get him up at 7.
Here's what we're gonna do. Hang on, Mr. Anaya. We graciously, Ms. Underwood has agreed to stay in case Mr. Brooks was unable to join us, which obviously is the case. So I'd like, if you don't mind, for you to have a few minutes to talk with her to see, if nothing else, about the issue that's come up just now,
Okay.
parenting time. And if you're comfortable with her and she's comfortable, we can conclude the trial today if we need to, or address your request for adjournment further after you get a chance to talk with her.
Thank you.
And do you need a copy of the pleadings, I'm assuming, Ms. Underwood?
That'd help, yes.
Okay, we'll get